Okay, welcome down to the Uxbridge Thunderdome. We got a big one today, Joe. It's like we missed a couple weeks, man. I don't know what I've been doing these last few weeks without this.
Man, it's been a good minute since we've been on the mic, yo.
And we may have lost our groove, our flow. You know, by the end of the season, we were getting into it smoothly. But now it's playoff time. So we need to bring our A game, I believe.
Yes, indeed. It's win or go home. It's about that time. Don't matter about stats. Don't matter about nothing else. All it's about is that W.
And, man, I'm looking forward to this game. I mean, the Worthing Thunder coming down here to Uxbridge to take on the Thames Valley Cavaliers. Even though it says barking on the score thing, people in the background need to get that sorted. That's another matter. But for now, the last time we saw this game, Jules, it was a close one. And it went kind of down to the wire. And I think Worthing have something that they can come in here and do something. But Thames Valley, everyone's got a fresh cut. They've been to the barbers. They ready for today.
Yeah, and there's going to be some questions that's going to need answered, you know. Worthing played last week against Barking Abbey and got the win. So, you know, they're battle tested. They played last week. And the Cavaliers, they've had a week off. Is that going to work in their favour or is it going to work against them, you know? Yeah,
exactly. As I said, we saw online the game against Solent where they really came up against a really motivated Solent team, and that sort of probably hit the confidence a bit. But now, playoff time, we starting from scratch. There's still a chance for silverware. I'm going to look at the Zaya Taylor Johnson matchup today as one of the ones that might determine what goes on in this game. And also, I saw Max Richardson doing a great job, and obviously Crawford in the middle and Silla as we take the knee. Okay, and now we're about to start off. So, as we see Crawford and Silla, which is going to be a pivotal matchup of this game, starting up. Ward also starting with Richardson, Sutherland and Taylor. As he gets the first touch, Worthing starting it off.
So I want to give a shout out to those watching this game. There is no live chat today, unfortunately, as we are supporting the Enough is Enough movement.
I know. I mean, you know we love our live chat goons. And I hope you're still tuning in. We'll make up some things that you've been saying because we kind of know what you say nowadays. But Thames Valley are bringing it back down as Johnson looking to attack aggressively. Nice controlled pull-up for two.
Nice, easy score in transition, you know, relatively easy. And that's a great start for the guys. And they're a bit animated. They're talking up on defense and look focused to start this game.
And I think, to be honest, we're going to hopefully get the best out of Thames Valley today because, as you said, sometimes the season's a bit of a slog. You know you're winning certain games, it's hard to get motivated, but now you know it's do or die. So you're going to come out motivated, and we've seen that from the start. Taylor Johnson shouting on defense. Everyone seems a bit more engaged. As Champion with the fresh cut comes down, looking to try and set something, but great defense. Worthing have got the same idea. Sunderland looking to attack. He went with a bit of the bulldozer drive on that one and just nice drawing the foul there by Champion.
Yeah, straight into his chest, a relatively easy call for the referee to make.
And Worthing have got here by way of beating the Barking Abbey BA London Lions in quite a tight game. So they're obviously looking to try and do something with their season as well.
And I mean, this Worthing team, you know, presents a real threat. They've played Solent close, they've played Thames Valley close in the past. So yeah, definitely going to be a good one today.
And it's interesting, I've seen Crawford matched up on the outside and Richardson picking up Silla down low. So let's see it as Ward tries to come back and answer. Good shot. Is that a three?
Yeah, that's a three. Big hit. Nice pull up from Ward to open up the account for Worthing Thunder. Trying to respond. A little bit short on that one, Champion. Are we seeing a little bit of cobwebs from the Cavaliers, possibly?
It's possible. It's possible. I mean, but also good to see Champion getting engaged early on. You know, sometimes he waits till later on in the game, but now he's coming out, and I think Coach Banks has told him, listen, we have to come out here and try and knock out early. So here, Kai Williams matched up with Crawford. Ward at the top, over to Sunderland. Nice little show, another long one. There seem to be nerves on both sides right now. Okay, they bring it back down, swing it round, found Champion for a wide open shot, just wide. Okay, and Jules, a few weeks ago we were talking about this, and they seem to go specifically to Silla early, getting him some touches, and that seemed to work really well. Here, they haven't seemed to do the same thing.
Yeah, I think they've kind of forgotten about him a little bit, which they should, methodically just get that ball in the post to him and let him go to work. I think, no one has been able to stop him so far this season. I can't see that starting right now.
Exactly, but now here they're looking, maybe they were hearing us up in the, no, they're not. Okay, the double screen down for Johnson. It's still a little bit stagnant, the movement, as Freckleton says, let me see what I can do with it. And it seems like Richardson's maxed up on Silla, and he's really fighting him on the box out. And that should be a nice play by the Worthing side to try and not give him anything easy. And on the other side, he's also going to the boards.
So far, to me, I mean, Worthing Thunder look like they're in a better groove, got a bit better chemistry and a bit better rhythm, and I'm looking at that extra week off as a part of that reason.
Yeah, this time of year, you don't really need to get stopped. So Silla trying to create something. And I've found anybody who has any success against Silla, especially big bodies, they just try to stay in front of him, move and stay big. If you start to try to muscle up, he's a bit too slick, he can get round you. But here, Crawford seemed to just stand up tall on him, stay in front, make him shoot over you. And as I said, keeping an eye on the Taylor versus Taylor matchup there. It was a nice battle last time. Let's see if they can continue. Oh, Taylor Johnson heard me on that one. He said, listen, I'm trying to take it this game.
Yeah, he just snuck in the back door there and caught him off guard and got it easy too.
So as we say, we've got no live chat today. I'm telling you, I already miss my goons in the live chat audience. I'm sure Rusty Johnson's there, a few of the other stalwarts. So we're still thinking about you as Sunderland hits a nice little two from the baseline. Champion comes down on a run, and now it's looking a little bit scrappy, and I think that might favour Worthing. I think they, as Ward looking to create. Out to Taylor. Nice pull up, hard off the backboard. Taylor Johnson with the save, good hustle. And when you see your main guy doing that, great pass, great find, stays with it. And it looks like it's a little bit wet on the floor over there. Obviously, we were speaking about the GoFundMe to get a brush. Hasn't happened.
That's probably looking at next season now, I think.
Probably, man. There might be some discounts once COVID's over, cleaning supplies. So we'll look into that. But nice backdoor cut as Worthing take the lead.
Yeah, it's all back and forth at the moment. I think they're both feeling each other out and trying to deliver an early blow to this game.
And I think you kind of nailed it, Jules. A lot of the Thames Valley guys are looking a little gassed, and that's it. When you have a week off, sometimes just at the beginning, you come out a little bit gassed. But Freckleton said, yeah, he don't know what he's chatting about. Take that three.
And I mean, nothing really replicates a game, a real game. You can train, you can scrimmage and work hard, but nothing's going to replicate a real live game situation.
Sunderland's looking aggressive out there. I'm telling you, Jules, I actually ran up and down the other day. Man, 2 times up and down the court. I thought my lung was coming out. So it ain't easy. All right, here we go over to Kai Williams, who I want to see get aggressive early. Swings it to Freckleton, looking to create inside. Crawford standing up. Ooh, tough call. I don't think he'll be very happy about that. He kind of held his ground, and that could have been a no call, but early fouls definitely Worthing need to be keeping Crawford in the game.
Yeah, that's a tough call for them. I feel like they did all they could on that one and got the call, and that's their third team foul already halfway through this first quarter.
Nice pull up by Champion, gets it. As Fontaine, who checked in, tried to check it, but was just short. And so Thames Valley claim the lead back.
And we know this is Champion's platform now. Playoff time, the big games. That's when he's going to show up and do his thing.
Yeah, as our guy Aqua Davis is checked in as well on the other side, as Johnson takes a quick rest. Maybe they're looking to push the tempo a bit more with him. As Freckleton looking to find someone on the baseline, but Taylor stops that right in his tracks. As Fontaine, fresh in the game, look to come down, finds Ward, 3 ball, and he's come to play. He played 40 minutes in the game before this, the quarterfinals. So Now, obviously, he's going to be there for the long run, and he started off with 2 big threes.
Yeah, he's a capable scorer, and he's going to be aggressive today, and the team's going to need him to play well, if they're going to try to get any success today.
Okay, and is that a 3-second call? I don't think I've seen one of them this season.
So they called travel on that one. He moved his feet before he put the ball down.
Okay. And as you see, everyone just a little bit touchy, and that's good, and they're just kind of feeling themselves out at the moment. It's still a little bit low temperature, but let's see if that picks up as the double come down on Taylor in the baseline. Nice drive, tried to find it, no good. And Silla leads the break to Kai Williams. Nice smooth move.
Again, Freckleton just making the right play at the right time, as we've seen him do many a time, and he's had a fantastic year for the Cavaliers.
As Ward came down, and his guys weren't really with him, and he was trying to put something up quickly. I don't think that's the way that Worthing need to go at this. I think they need to stick with what they're doing, let the ball move. And as games wear on, Thames Valley will wear down a little bit. They're running the floor hard at the moment, as we just saw Kai Williams get a layup on the break. So I think Worthing need to stay disciplined with what they're doing.
So what was the call on that last play? Wasn't it over the back?
Man, the guy tried to ride him off the court. I don't know what was going on. Good box out technique there, fellas. But you may lose your back in the process, so I wouldn't recommend it. But it's good. Fontaine's coming with energy. He's trying to just get whatever he can out of it. But I don't think there was a foul called, because they're still on 3. And as we said, Crawford, who's on 2 personal fouls, who's now on the bench, that could really be quite a damaging thing for Worthing this early in the game. And as I said, they were pretty tic-tac fouls, to be honest.
Yeah, they were too quick. Much of nothing really, and now if I'm Coach Banks, I'm saying let's get the ball to Silla, and because no one else in that court's going to be able to match up with him on the inside.
Exactly, and the other big guys are going to be a little bit more tentative at trying to, really throw their body in front of him. As I said, Crawford, he comes in here averaging 17 points, 9 rebounds a game. You need that on the floor. You can't be having that on the bench. So, but once again, this is playoffs, and this is where people adapt, where people sometimes create names for themselves too. So, as we've got a new man checking in.
I think Crawford's going to be back probably second quarter, because, you can't afford to leave him out this game.
Man, you're going to have enough time to rest. Listen, we're going to have to go down firing. So it's Jay Brown checked in the game. Nice little dumping for Taylor. Grown man move in there.
Yes, indeed. And they just fell asleep on the inbounds on that one for the Cavaliers.
And as you see, one thing I noticed, and this was in the last game, Zaire Taylor really gets physical with Taylor Johnson off the basketball. And we know how good he is moving without the ball, but that little bit of a hit makes it a lot harder. As another foul inside.
Yeah, and as we said, they've got the ball into Silla, and that's the way to go forward. Just keep passing him the ball on the inside, moving and making play, letting him make plays and finding the open man or going for the score.
Yeah, and Richardson's another one they can't afford to be out the game, so I think they should go to Silla every time down. Quick move into the paint, try to take it up strong and see what you can get. And don't be surprised if you see Taylor switched onto him. You need sometimes that veteran just to play it the right way and not to draw the fouls. But 2-point game, and it's been a back and forth affair. As Taylor comes down, I see Hetro making his way off the bench. So decent rotation this first half too by Coach Banks, just getting all his guys in. Nice battle on the boards by Brown. Richardson with the rebound. Shot.
So Taylor's struggled so far. Zaire Taylor, that is, but I'm sure he's going to keep shooting. He's a real confident guy and, a former BBL league MVP, so he's not afraid of the big moments at all.
As they go back down to Silla, and that's it every time. They just short on the jump, on the shot. And Worthing have to be happy about that as they can come down and look to take the lead.
Yeah, very uncharacteristic of Silla to miss from that range.
As Ward, who's come out to be aggressive, and he's another point. I think he's got 8 now and really setting the tone out here.
Yeah, he's a rhythm player, so he's in a good rhythm now, and that could spell trouble for the Cavaliers.
And I think a lot of teams who saw the game the other day against Solent may say, listen, Thames Valley, you come out and you give them consistent, contained energy, there's a chance to beat them. But
oh my goodness!
Once again, our man comes to play.
Hey, put him in the bucket.
Man, is he not starting yet?
Man, we got to get some politicking going on.
Yo,
man.
I know the live chat's on. Is the highlights allowed with this Here we go. I'm going to watch this. Look at that pump fake down the middle.
Oh, man. The guy thought about jumping and he said, nah.
If that don't make plays of the week, I don't know what's going on out here. Don't be coming with some old layup or block. That's the play of the week right there. Okay. Thames Valley. But it didn't seem to give it that blast. Normally you'd see that kind of play. The bench would explode, but it's still a little bit calm in here.
It is, and I mean, it's a tied game. Looking towards the end of that first quarter. Johnson splits the two, pulls up, passes it inside to Hetro, left-hand finish. That's nice.
And I'm looking for Hetro to have a big game today. You know, come in, give that energy, get offensively. You know, if he gives them 10 points, 10 rebounds, he's going to have a good night tonight. And he's the kind of guy, you know, he's no pressure. He can just come out there and hoop. And, short on that one. Ward really aggressive this first quarter and keeps going. And he's kept his team in this game so far, I'd say, with his 3-point and his aggressive play. And I think where you see on the Worthing side, they're doing everything to keep the ball out of Johnson's hand, where Ward can get it whenever he wants. And I think maybe, you know, you've got players like Aqua Davis out there, maybe you could just put on him and make him get hard to even touch the ball, because we can see he's going for it tonight. He's trying to get through to the next round. He don't want his season ending here tonight.
Definitely, and I don't see the intensity from the Cavaliers yet, especially on that defensive end. We've seen them all season long and what they're capable of doing, and they seem to be stuck in second gear at this point.
As Ward hits the second, now coming back down, let's see Champion. Let's see if they can get into a set. I don't think they've run anything, got anything specifically off one of their offensive sets. Silla looking for it in the high post. And a lot of it's because most of the play goes through Johnson, and Zaire Taylor doing a great job denying him. But here he goes to try and prove me wrong. Okay, well, it's still a tough shot, and that's all you need to do. All you can do is put people in position to take tough shots. We're here, Ward once again attacking, and Aqua Davis is switched on him, so maybe they are trying to do a bit more pressure on him. As he tries with the little fadeaway. Good rebound. Okay, 31 seconds. Good push ahead to Silla, and you cannot give him those. I'm sure the coach very unhappy at that, just letting him leak out ahead of everyone and get an easy layup. The 360 shot.
Oh my God, the 360?
Man, they're trying to fill up the plays of the week here, ain't they? This is only the first quarter.
Man.
We got number 1 and 2. Ooh, nice floater inside.
Yo, this level's too easy for Taylor Johnson. I'll keep it 100%. You know, you're looking at he should be he's shortlisted for MVP of the season, and you know, this level has just been too easy for him this year in terms of what he's been able to do. He's scoring at will, and he's had a monster year so far.
He has, but to his credit, he puts in the work. I mean, every game he's come out here, he's put in so much work. He always gives effort, and you know, he'll deserve it. I mean, we always talking about MVPs last week or the last time we were on, and funnily enough, we didn't mention Hakeem Silla, who I think also should be on some short list if there is one.
Definitely. In terms of his numbers and his efficiency this year, boy, I don't think there's been anyone that can match him in terms of efficiency and what he's been able to do. So far, this game, we have Ward leading the Worthing Thunder with 9 points, 3 for 7 shooting. So he's been really aggressive, but it's worked out well because he's managed to keep his team within earshot of the Cavaliers so far, we said they've got 24 points in the first quarter, but it's not been as sharp as their usual self.
Yeah, they still seem to be on, between second and third gear, and that could be a good thing because, as I said, but I think today we're going to see the rotations be quite short on both teams. I mean, so these guys are going to, they're getting prepared for the long slog. And as I said, it feels kind of hot in here still. So I think, as you said, a week off, coming back, it's just getting back into your groove, getting your breath back, getting your, your fitness up. And maybe let's see what happens this second quarter. As I said, as they've been also doing this with Crawford on the bench. And, as coach, if it stays close, maybe he'll leave him there for the whole second quarter. But at the same time, he doesn't want to sit and just get stiff. You need to keep him in the flow. So let's see how this second quarter's played.
And I think maybe they could, put him in and put him on El Hetro to maybe protect him a little bit, just to...
Exactly. As Johnson looking to get aggressive, and he had a legitimate call for a foul there.
Yeah, he did, 100%. It was contact on that, and referee, I don't understand why he didn't make that one.
As Worthing come back down, and here they're seeing a little bit more patience. And Taylor, who's drawing the double team. Great find inside for Eves. Outside, Ward once again looking to create nice extra pass. Great movement of the ball by Worthing. Excellent play right there.
Great ball movement. Great ball movement. These guys have come to play today.
And Worthing are a tough team. As I said, they play everyone close. I don't know if their record really reflects what good an operation the coach Stanley and Hildreth have done down here. And as I said, it's just a shame we don't have our live chat, because I'm sure Killer Cam will be checking in with the 1-2s. You know what I mean? We're trying to chop it up, all the other guys. But, anyone looking on, proud how they're operating right now. And they're getting good shots every time down.
Yeah, they are. And you know what? They're protecting their boards. On the defensive rebounds, they're taking care of business. And they're not letting the Cavaliers, crash the offensive rebounds and get those easy ones.
And as you see there, they match up a shorter guy on Silla, but every time they body him. And, he's a finesse player. He doesn't really want to get hit like that. And so if you have a short guy on you who's willing to give it up, it's a good tactic, and then bring help at the second half. So, and like you said, controlling the backboards is essential against Thames Valley. And it shows. They've tied it up now. So 8 minutes 36. Taylor comes down looking to create something. Gets round, looks a little scoop. Just short, and he's not very happy with himself on that one. But as he strolls back, I don't think they can get used to that. But the rest of them are back strong as it goes down to Hetro, dump down to Silla. And those aren't the ones they can give.
Nice unselfish pass by Hetro to Silla right there. That's good big play right there.
And I saw there Taylor seemed unhappy with himself on that miss, but he can't afford to walk back, because once again he gave up the numbers and Silla got an easy layup. And there, great play coming back, nice layup down the middle, just blocked but foul.
We look on that little duck down pass by Hetro into Silla.
And that's it. One thing we know about Thames Valley, and it's been shown, you have to play for 4 quarters against them, because they've always got the potential of a quick run. And so you cannot take any lapses in concentration. And I think Coach Stanley saw that too, Taylor, and he took him out and put in Fontaine. Because I think this game, if you keep it close in the 4th quarter, you've got a good chance. But once Thames Valley get a lead, I think this game could be over. So Worthing are doing the right thing. You can't afford any lapses in judgment. You have to play for the full half. And so far, they've been doing a great job. Sunderland, Richardson, Ward, and now Fontaine back in, looking to put some pressure on Champion. And see, great play there, showing on the pick and roll, and they're challenging everything, and that's what you have to do as Ward looks to come down and try and extend his account. Tough shot.
Wow, he just barreled over him. Referees just letting it go today. Didn't call anything. He, hit him square in the chest, knocked him over, but it's a bang play.
Ward's trying to get late consideration for that MVP vote out here today. What's he on? Nice little 9. How did he get 9? I swear it was on 8. He just scored a layup.
So he's on 11 now.
We've got stats up here and everything. Don't worry about that.
There's levels to this, man.
There's levels to this.
Oh, while we're talking, there's a voting for the best live stream.
Man, come on. Who's getting second place in that?
Yeah, I wonder.
Yo, we're going to be complaining if we don't get the top there.
Oh, man. Right at the top, too.
But all due respect, last time when we were chopping up, I heard the Solent guys mentioning us on the stream about the 2-on-2 that we challenged them to. So it's nothing but love during the live stream commentary. But y'all better vote for us as number 1. Enough's enough, man. Vote for UpStreamedia.
Oh man!
What has come to play today?
He's in a rhythm. Like I said, he's in a good rhythm right now. And Cavaliers better make some adjustments, otherwise this could get quite ugly quite quick.
That's it. As Champion, this is normally the time he comes to give a little something, but just rims out. And look, good battle there. They don't give Sila anything easily.
And a technical foul.
Uh-oh.
Right. Momentum clearly with Worthing Thunder's way. Battling underneath the hoop, and they're doing a great job protecting the rebounds and contesting shots under there, not letting nothing go in easy. That's playoff basketball.
Definitely, and you see even the guys over on the bench, they're excited, they're involved in it. The Thames Valley bench looks a little bit quiet.
And it's that underdog mentality they got. They're fighting with everything that they've got, and Cavaliers just looking a little bit lackadaisical, a little bit relaxed, a little bit complacent at this point.
But as you said, they got veterans out here, Zaire Taylor was the MVP of the BBL. These guys have been there and they've seen it. So they know in a one-off game, anything can go. We know the talent Thames Valley have, but, here it's a battle of will. And right now, Worthing are doing, I think their game plan. Coach Stanley's got a really good game plan. And Crawford's getting the rest and protecting himself on those 2 fouls.
Man, it's all looking pretty good for Thunder right now.
But here's a question, Jewel. If you come out this half with a nice lead, do you go back to Crawford or do you stick with the guys who got you there?
That's a great question. And I would say I'd go back to him because, he's going to have a lot of energy and ready. Big hit by Fontaine.
Now they're starting to stunt.
And that's an 8-point lead.
And I think Fontaine's another one. If he gets cooking, he ain't going to be shy of any shots. And Sunderland come out with a nice steal. And went flying into the wall, thinking, man, what happened, ref?
Man, as Coach Bantz calls for that much-needed timeout, as everything is going the Thunder's way. 10-point lead, and Thunder's just on a nice run right now. Yeah,
so this is the kind of call that you have, and it's happened a lot of times. You get back in with guys coming off the bench. What do you do with the star American? And normally what they do, tell the English guy to sit down, but we don't want that, do we? We're trying to fight that corner right now.
Yes, indeed.
But yeah, great job now by Worthing Thunder. And a 10-point game, Thames Valley have only scored 2 points this quarter.
Yeah, they're not looking sharp at all in terms of their movement, their execution, their fight as well. I mean, on that last layup, nobody got back, and that's why they got an easy rebound. He contested the shot, made a miss, but then there was no one else there to rebound the ball.
But you put your finger on it. Since the beginning of this game, Sunderland specifically has got 2 or 3 tips of passes. And I think that's what you mentioned in that game time, being in that game time rhythm, whatever it is. And Thames Valley having, and that's Taylor Johnson with the lax pass. You don't see that kind of thing from him. So they need to snap out of it now. And this is where you need a vocal leader. And to be honest, I think with the Thames Valley team, there are people who lead by example, but vocally, aside from possibly Taylor Johnson, who may say a few things, they seem quite a quiet team. You don't see anyone pulling someone up and saying, yo, let's do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. And Thunder just been scrappy. They got nothing to lose out here, and they're showing it. And they're the more confident team. And that pressure's going to start to build on the Cavaliers soon if they don't respond with a run of their own.
And I think, they're always in the comfort zone of, listen, we know we can go on a run when we need to. But from the Worthing's perspective, they've got guys who can put this ball in the basket. And so it's not as simple as just going on straight runs, because all of them can create their own shots. As Johnson looking to try and create off the double. Kai Williams, I'd like to see him shoot that. And I think I want to keep shooting. Sometimes he misses, you don't see him shoot for a while. I think he needs to come out and be more aggressive with it.
Yeah, he needs to give them something.
Ward's being aggressive, I tell you that.
And so you see the Thunder right there crashing the Cavaliers boards. We haven't seen that on the other end. So the energy and the effort is all Thunder's way, and that's what we're seeing on the scoreboard right now.
And this number 8, Eves. I'm going to say Eves. He's probably got it wrong, but there's no one in the live chat to correct me or press me about it. But he's done a great job in there, defensively and crashing, as Ogonkoya checks in the game. Have I got that wrong again? Is it Ogonkoya? Okay, and I want to see, maybe he can come with a little bit of energy and spirit. Kai Williams, maybe he heard me, shot another one just short.
And the Thunder have scouted the Cavaliers' play, so they know what's going to happen and when it's going to happen. So, and they've adjusted and making things really difficult as the Thunder return and open up a 12-point lead now.
Yeah, and, they don't seem to be slowing it down. And Richardson hasn't really got going, and he can fill it up as well. And as you see, they show on all the picks because they know most of the time Johnson may try and come over there and create. As Champion comes down the middle, but Zaire Taylor stops that in his tracks. Gets it to Ward, who immediately pushes it down. Man, if he hits that, he's... Okay, good shot. I like that.
And again, good ball movement.
Okay, and as you said, it is very stationary. As Johnson tried to create, that looks like, oh. And the thing is, these are all tough shots. Okay, Worthing aren't giving them any easy shots. Normally you see them get wide open, but that was a bit of a force if you say anything.
Yes, indeed. And you know, the Thunder's got a really good game plan in terms of what they're doing. They know where the scoring comes from this Cavaliers team at this point, and they're doing a great job.
Obviously, they've been tuning into UpStreamedia to see all the coverage. Great cut down there by Sunderland, who I think done a great job today. He's really come to play. And he missed his first shot with an air ball, didn't even stop him. He's come out, played great hustle on defense, nice cut there. And Champion just a touch short as Aqua Davis looking to check back into the game. And this is the thing, if this keeps going like this, from the Thames Valley side, what do? Do you roll the dice with giving Josh Smith a go out there just to see if he can bring a bit of energy, a spark to these guys, get them going? Maybe Ogunkoya can, and good shot, young fella. And that came off of Worthing, good battle in there by Kai Williams. And this is the thing, right now, this is something we never thought we'd heard from a Thames Valley side. They're going to need to find some scoring.
100%.
And you notice any cut to the middle, any shot, they're getting bodied up. Whereas on the other side, apart from there, okay, Thames Valley now looking to get it back, and Freckleton maybe needs to get a little something going here. Nice layup.
I think the Cavaliers might need to throw like a zone or something at them, something different where they can get, different looks from the Thunders, because they're really confident and they're really comfortable in terms of what they're doing right now on the offensive end. And to be honest, they're just playing harder than the Cavaliers are at this point.
Yeah, and I think the confidence is up on all of them now, so you're going to be in for a game. And as we said, their tops, I think their leading scorer and rebounder has been sitting for the last 12, 14 minutes. So they got to feel confident about that. Bringing him back a big body inside is just going to help what they're doing, because every drive into the paint, they're getting bodied up. They're being physical with them. They're not just giving them easy shots. And Thames Valley have missed a lot of buckets in the paint, which normally would help them stretch out some of these leads.
Yeah, what do you say if you're Coach Banks right now? Because I'm sure this, you wasn't prepared for this type of situation.
Man, there's nothing worse when you call a timeout, they go back on, nothing changes, there's another timeout. You're like, man, I didn't know what I was saying in the last one. Now what do I say? There's only so much hype talk or rah-rah guys are listening to out there.
Well, I think they need a bit more of that rah-rah right now. At least get the energy up, I would say.
Man, maybe he needs to kick one of them signs over. Something like that.
Something. Break a clipboard or something.
I've had a game like that before. The coach were losing. Guy came over and chewed me out. Said, my coach haven't been in the game yet.
Or the coach is cussing out the bench about what's going on the court.
How come you guys aren't shouting? What are you talking about? They just let that littlest guy on the court drive in for a double pop layup. But man, as I said, Sunderland, who's also been one of my players in this first half.
Yeah, he's done a great job, and that was a great take to score over that length.
And once again there, they don't give up on the play. Sunderland again with another play. Richardson looking to come down, and now Thames Valley are taking a little bit of time getting back. No one's in real great defensive position. There's not much talking going on. And Worthing now just taking their time to find the right shot.
Yeah, they're picking them apart at this point. Shot was short. Rebound to Kai. Johnson on the attack. That's what's needed. I thought he would have gone up with that one. They need that too. Big hit by Freckleton.
But once again, it looks like Thames Valley, in order to get back, they've gone back to individual acts of ability, whereas Worthing are taking their time. Look how much time he had on that shot. But now they have to make a point of making it. With Taylor, who's back in the game with a big play. Which way is the possession arrow? And it's Worthing's ball.
Great hustle from the veteran right there, getting on the floor, letting his, leading by example.
And I think in this type of situation, you can keep this game like this now in the fourth quarter, as we've seen before. Zaire Taylor, ball in his hands. Crawford back in. Worthing have people who can also finish games. So Thames Valley are in a little bit more trouble now than we would usually think at this time. We've seen them down 10. Next thing you know, they're up 20. But now something happened. The ref stepped in with... Man, we don't want to get any of that. Okay, so now Freckleton, who's come a little bit alive, done the majority of their scoring in this quarter, comes down. They're looking to still try and get Johnson something working off the high screen with Silla. But Worthing are willing and ready to switch as Aqua Davis pulls up. And he's another one, an X factor out here.
He is. He's shown some good energy and some good plays today. He's done a great job.
Oh, that looked like a little bit of a walk. And now, as I said, they're getting a little bit, as Ward, nice little pull up on the baseline.
Oh,
tough
man.
shot.
He's in a groove. He is in a groove. And it's tough to stop people when they get in a good groove and a good rhythm like that.
And that is a push off. And Sunderland is really putting Taylor Johnson and frustrating all these guards. And he's just one of them tough, gritty players who just comes out here, gives his all. And he's a nightmare to play against. You're like, man, can't you guard someone else?
Yeah, for real. He's done all the little things today, the things that won't necessarily show up on the stat sheet, but fantastic effort from Sunderland today so far.
Okay, now Ward coming back, who so far I say puts it down. Him and Sunderland really have been leading this Worthing team as Fontaine looked to create something coming down the middle. Looked like a double dribble. That was a tough one. It was slapped, but, I give the ref credit on that one. He had a good position on it, and it's a fair call. Fontaine's not happy, though. Oh, another ref stepping in. Okay, and that takes a lot to say, listen, I'll call it off.
You know what? I'm impressed. My respect levels has gone up a notch right there. For them to overturn a call and not be about their ego, I'm impressed with that. Well done, referee.
Can we have a replay of Julius saying he's impressed with the refs, please? Just so we can be sure it actually happened. Okay, well, man, Ward is coming out here trying to... And it's a nice looking shot, smooth release. But Freckleton said, listen, I'm coming back in.
Man.
That looked clean.
I do like that hesitation, though. The change of speed got him to the basket. And it was clean on the replay. But we'll take him how we can get him right now.
Yeah. And Freckleton's had to really put his finger down this quarter to try and, just get the scoring, because it's not really coming from anywhere else.
It is, and, he does whatever it takes. And Ward's leading the way for the Thunder with 16 points, and I think Freckleton's got 10 at this point. And not always the big scorer, but he'll do it when it's needed.
Yeah, he always looks to try and create for his team, but this is a time where point guard sometimes just has to step up. Nothing's working, and he's been doing that the last few times down. And Silla, who's uncharacteristically quiet, hopefully he's not harboring any type of injury, but he's on 5 points, and he's back to the bench. Don't know what his foul look is.
And, I mean, to be honest, Silla, he's got to demand the ball. I mean, he's got to demand it. He's earned the right this whole season. He's got to post up, run the play. But look, let's not swing it. Let's get this, duck it down into me, and then I can possibly kick it out if I get double team. But he needs more touches in the better positions.
As they come back on the back of Freckleton, who I think has got at least 8 this quarter, carrying them of Thames Valley 12 points.
They have brought it back to 8 points, though, so they're slowly chipping away.
Yeah, and this is the dangerous part, where Worthing have to not do stuff like that. As Johnson now, who you don't want to get off.
Oh, man, that's athleticism. Yeah. Did you see that put back?
That was a bit too easy. And this is the thing, now Worthing have got there by good ball movement, swinging it around, getting the right shot. But there, they just tried to force it a bit early into the post where I think they should just take their time because also the clock is their friend.
And we see a lot of Thunder guys, you know, on their knees keeling over. So are they running out of steam? We know they've got a pretty short rotation. That third quarter is going to be very interesting, as we know that the Cavaliers usually have strong third quarters.
Definitely. And now, if they manage to bring this back to within a 4-point, 2-point game, they're going to say, listen, we're in the ascendancy. And this is where Worthing have to stick with what they've been doing. And one thing they've been doing is getting this guy the ball. But that's a tough shot to take. Good battle on the boards there. And to be fair, Thames Valley defense has got a bit more aggressive. Ogunkoya, I think, come in, made them a little think about things when they get into the middle. And that's a good substitution there by the coaches. And as I said, I always think Ogunkoya could be such a great defensive player. So he's showing it here today as Johnson backdoor.
Great backdoor.
4-point game.
Through the contact, though, as well.
Eves tried to put it up.
And the Cavaliers got to be happy with the end of that third quarter to bring it back to a 4-point game. And that was a great backdoor cut and a great pass from Freckleton, who's just leading them by example, as we expect their captain to do.
And you know, like Zaire Taylor, I don't know, I've just seen him over on the physio bench. I think he's been a little bit shaken up by something, because you would think he's only got one foul down the stretch, especially the last minute and a half where they've drawn back about 6 points. As we see him walking gingerly over there, if he had been in, he would have the ball in his hands, run the clock down and try and find something good. And he can always get a good shot or create for someone. And that's, you know, for him to be now on the physio bench, Crawford not to have played all this time, Worthing, you can understand them coming back. But now, the first few minutes of this next quarter are going to be really important. Yeah. And from a Thames Valley aspect, do you think, obviously that last little flurry, they'd be pretty happy, but what can they do differently, you know, to come out here and, you know, make sure that they don't have an upset cause here today?
I think it's that defensive energy. You know, you can always start on the defense. You can't always control your offense and your rhythm and if you're shooting and the ability, but one thing you can always control is that energy and the effort on the defensive end. Now, we haven't seen that typical energy and effort that we do get from this Cavaliers team and the energy that results in those runs. So I'd expect Coach Banks to speak to these guys and explain, look, we've got to pick it up on the defensive end and then everything else will take care of itself.
Yeah, and I think, to be fair, I think Aqua Davis and Ogunkoya at the end coming in did make their defense a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more making Worthing think a bit more, just maybe the young legs and the movement they got. You know, hopefully they get more run in the second half too, because this is what you need. You need energy against this team. You've got enough guys who can put it in the basket, but if you can't stop them, and if, you know, you're getting into shots that Worthing are putting you into, which are a bit more difficult than you usually get, this can, as we've seen, get a little bit ugly. But at a 4-point game, I think they'll be relieved, is the word I would say. And now let's see how they come out in the second half with a bit more of the energy. You've got that week or 2 weeks off your back. Now it's time to play.
Yeah, and big respect to Coach Banks to put those guys in the playoff game with, you know, with the pressure and everything being on the line, and it just shows how confident he is in his bench and his ability to extend it.
But it's funny too, UpStreamedia coverage has had a couple of weeks off, but we came back sharp. I don't know how we managed it.
Consummate professionals, that's what it is. Yeah?
Man, I'm missing my live chat, guys. I can't even lie. Guys, give a shout out. I don't know. Go on. Oh, no, you're not allowed on Facebook, are you? Man, I've lost it all. Okay. As the stats get delivered up here sharply. You know, because now we don't, normally we'd be chatting, you know what I mean, conversing with our crew now. But now we're just going to have a whole half-time, Jules, where me and you could just talk about whatever.
Yo, it's been a while, man.
It's been a while. Lots been going on. You know, lockdown's easing. Things are getting back to a little bit of normality. Well, not really, but we're back in work. Guys are back playing. Juniors are back playing. So, you know, the basketball's picking up towards the crescendo of the summer, which is going to be obviously the ball out 3-on-3. So how are the stats looking for this first half? What's standing out for you?
So Taylor Johnson and Freckleton have got 12 each, and Taylor Johnson's got 6 rebounds as well. So he's he's doing it at both ends, which is good. The assist, Freckleton as well. So it's been all Taylor Johnson and Freckleton at this point just leading the way and clawing this comeback for their team.
And I said, from my view here, looking down as an observer, I wouldn't say Taylor Johnson's had a great game so far. But as you said, he still manages to fill up the stat sheet. Obviously, I think Coach Banks will be looking to get a bit more out of Silla this second half. And as we said, maybe you need to get him the ball. All that time, Crawford's been on the bench. So you would think it's a time to really exploit that inside. But it just doesn't seem to happen. And I'm wondering, hopefully, there's no injury problems or niggling injuries going on, because I don't think there's foul trouble, but he really hasn't been playing as much or being as effective as we normally see. I like what Freckleton did in that second half, alongside with the defense of Ogunkoya. And, Aqua Davis also chipped in with a nice few plays out there.
Yeah, and Tom Ward has got 18 points, so he's got nearly half of his team's points. So he's had a stellar first half, and much props to what he's been able to do on offense. But now Cavaliers need to adjust and start playing some serious defense on him, start maybe denying him the ball and make things a little bit more harder for what it is, because right now he's getting everything he wants as comfortably as he wants.
Yeah, and he's out there, he's got 8 rebounds as well. He ain't trying to do it on one side of the floor. And as I said, he's filling in. He knows, okay, Crawford, our main rebounder, on the bench. Let's give it up. And that's what playoff basketball's about. As we see in this highlight, look how he's hustling down to get that little follow-up. Once again, Sunderland got the steal, went down. Normally, sometimes players just walk. He followed up. Everyone else was walking, and he got a nice little tip in. As Richardson there with a nice drive as well.
Something else from the stat sheet is that the Cavaliers are shooting a pretty poor 25% from the three-point line, which is very uncharacteristic of them considering the quality shooters that they have on their team.
That's it, and there have been quite a few shots straight off the dribble, not off ball movement, a little bit deeper than they might have liked. But, any time they could switch it on. And I know from a Worthing point of view, I think they need to come out because the defense started getting a little bit tired. And that's understandable for what they've given up here. But, you got 20 minutes now. You're going to need to maintain it or he's going home time. So I think these guys, they've got their ability. They're young enough. And their rotation of 7 to 8 guys, that's enough to really run this quarter out and maintain that energy. And
Crawford's played 4 minutes, 35 seconds. So he's fresh right now. So I'd expect for him to have a very good warm-up and expect to be aggressive and come with a lot of energy in this second half and make an impact.
I mean, if you look at it, even aside him averaging, the last game, he's played at least 30 minutes, and he averages 33, 34 minutes a game. So to only have 4 in the first half, that really must be taking you out of what you normally do. But, the other guys have come and risen to the challenge. They're here to play. I hope Zaire Taylor, there is nothing wrong with him. It's just, sometimes older guys like to use up the physio bench, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Use it up, boy, trust me.
I tell you, I played with Alan Cunningham once, man. He was on the physio table all the time. The guy was still moving faster than most of us. It was about 50 at the time. But, maybe that's what happens on the physio table. They keep you ready. So here we go. Thames Valley just stroll out kind of nonchalantly is the word I need to use.
Very nonchalantly. Like they own the place.
Yeah. Like I said, I think if Coach Banks and Depesh can hear us, maybe a chair needs to get thrown onto the court. But these days, you get kicked out for that, don't you? In the good old days, you just pick up the chair and put it back. But now, we don't condone any of this stuff, by the way. Just letting you know. But because we don't have our live chat, we have to talk about throwing chairs on the court.
Well, we got 160 watchers, so we're doing something right so far. It's a pretty good turnout, so I'm sure
we want
Thunder fans
we want
are in
360. How about that? Call your friends. Ain't much going on now. Tune in. Yo, you're about to get the best half of commentary. Jules, they said that they're going for a championship for the best. Did they just say live stream or commentators?
It was live stream. It's the whole thing, the whole package.
Listen,
come on now.
Basketball England, whoever's out there listening,
yeah.
We need the top commentators of the year. And the second and the third place, we'll take any of them. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We getting the support. Listen, we have to start building a little swell network. Our GoFundMe page thing didn't work.
It didn't.
Because no one really wanted to put their hand in their pocket at this time. But man, get online and vote. There's nowhere to vote, by the way, for this. No one's voting for commentators. But I think me and Jules need to get a look in here.
We do, man. We put in a shift now. Respect is due. It's earned, you know?
You know what I'm saying? Saturday night. I'm tired, man. I was in the house saying, man, it's 5:30. No, I'm down here.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it's been a good game, but I'm not really feeling the energy and the vibe of it. It's still a little bit tentative. I want this thing to start getting down and a bit more tension, because everybody seems to be playing it a little bit too cool.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we've seen some great games in this building so far. I mean, you know, especially when the Cavaliers beat Solent, that energy, that intensity and the atmosphere was absolutely amazing. And, you know, for there not to be any fans involved in that, and that was really intense.
Yeah. And as I said, we've seen now, you know, Worthing are running a short bench, but you never know. Some of these younger guys who I think are down there at the academy. Remember our guy Lai from last time came in, as we see him just doing a dunk now. I really like to see in these situations some of these guys get a look in and maybe, you know, just gain confidence. Sometimes just a game like this can really spark you forward. So, you know, if they do get in, hopefully they have a good run out there. See some of that English talent just getting nurtured, as it were. And the same for Cotterill on the other side, just tuned in. Great player. Seen him at under 18s. You know, sometimes you have to throw the dice.
You do. And, you know, I think the beginning of this third quarter is going to be so important. I mean, it depends on how both these teams come out. It's going to dictate what the rest of this game's going to look like. And so that first 2-3 minutes of this third quarter, you know, we've seen Thames Valley come out and just go on a quick run and just blow a team out of the water that quick. So Worthing need to be ready for that.
And that's the thing, and this is the time where I think some of the veterans will come to play, because when you're playing against a team that you lose to during the year and you continue to lose, when you're up on a ride you feel confident, but it's really the key when it starts getting tight. What does your mind revert to? Do you still feel that they're a better team, or do you say, no, listen, we're going to try and punch it at them. We're not going to go away from what we're doing. And, you know, they were being successful with it. I mean, the ball movement in the middle of that second quarter was really good. Everyone looked relaxed in what they're doing. Defensive end, they were engaged. And it's just maintaining that when the situation gets a little bit tougher.
Yeah, yes, indeed. I haven't seen many teams have so much success with ball movement and getting such good looks against the Cavaliers. And the Cavaliers just haven't been on the same page defensively so far in this game.
But like you said, the first couple minutes of the second half are going to be crucial. And so we see just getting that little bit of a rest out there. Let's see what Crawford does when he comes back in. He should be trying to spark the energy because he's had such a break, and he should still be fresh. From the Thames Valley side, my question is, will they be starting Aqua Davis? How early will Ogunkoya get in? And is there anything going on now with Hakeem Silla? Because he is there warming up. He looks like he's walking, he's smiling, so looks like it's all good.
And I mean, sometimes, you know, the coach has got to send a message, you know. You're not too good to take a seat, and there's somebody else ready to step up that's going to be hungry and ready to take your spot.
Exactly. You know, and as I said, if you do get in there, man, you have to put it on the line now. You have to come out with the aggression. Maybe you can spark something that this team needs. And, you know, especially for some of the younger players, sometimes you're on a team with veterans and you just want to stay in the normal, calm culture that you've got. But, man, this is a big game. If you come out there, maybe you can be the difference. Maybe you're the person who could spark. It doesn't mean you have to make a shot or two, but defensively, you bring the energy, you know. Maybe you shout a little bit. Maybe you come outside of your comfort zone. Everyone sees that and says, listen, we're all here playing for something.
Yeah, I mean, and like, you know, like you said earlier, you know, Thunder have come down, the bench has been involved, the energy's been right there, and they've played a lot harder so far this game, and that's why they had the game up to 12, 14 points, I thought, at one stage. And so the Cavaliers have done really well to bring it back just to a 4-point game. As we've got a minute and a half left to this next third quarter, which is going to be a pretty interesting, I'd say, to say the least.
So where are the finals played for these playoffs? Is it, you know, normally we have our live chat, Rebound would have checked in now, but now you're limited to our knowledge. I don't have a clue.
So I'm going to throw it out there. So it's one of 3 places.
Yeah. The south of England, the north of England, or the middle.
Yeah, so they've had it in Essex before, they've had it in Manchester, and possibly Leicester, I think. One of those 3, I think they'll throw it out there.
That makes sense, that makes sense. If you need a venue, you can come holler at me, Bracknell Wokingham College. We can get something sorted, you know what I mean? But yeah, so that is, I guess, is it the semi-finals and finals held there, or it's just straight finals?
I believe the finals, if they win, will be here next week, and then the finals will be at that location.
Okay, so
we're back for another week providing we get that dub.
Gee, okay.
And we're not cancelled.
Yeah. But how have we not been cancelled yet? There have been some complaints coming in the back, but they don't tell us about it because, you know, we'll be fragile about these types of things. You know, some of the live chat guys, their last chance to go at us today, but no, we cut you off. You know what I'm saying? Enough's enough. But anyway, second half coming up, and you know, I see a lot of smiles on the Thames Valley faces. You know, they dodged a bit of a bullet there because they were down by, you know, at 16 at one time. So now they're back in. You know, they're still walking a little bit cool, but let's see what the kind of spirit and the energy is starting off this first few minutes of the second half. I heard there was a great game earlier where the BA London Lions women came up and played against the Thames Valley Cavaliers. Got away with a win. So, you know, exciting basketball. Once again, you could stream it. It was here on UpStreamedia narrowcasting, your #1 choice for streaming perfection. Okay, here we go. Now we're back in. Maybe we need to bring some energy to this, Jewel.
I think so, man.
Okay. Here we go, because Worthing look like they're coming out ready, but here we go. That's what we want to see. Freckleton with a triple pump, but once again, he got into the lane, but the shot wasn't easy. But Johnson with another rebound and putback.
I think that first score, just to get that on the board, is big for them, to say the least.
And what's big is how Worthing going to respond. Sunderland with a baseline jump, but they've got their man back inside to get them those little extra chances, and that's big. Nice rebound and kick out to Ward to maintain it. So, as we see, Zaire Taylor is not in the game. So once again, we have to be a little bit concerned. Is there an injury issue there? But I said, this playoffs, you've got no time to wait. Fontaine ain't worrying about that. He's out there with a great box out there by Fontaine. And now Ward puts it up to Richardson, who draws body contact. And that's not what Thames Valley want as a start. You can't be giving up easy baskets. And Worthing take a 6-point lead.
That was just so easy, just a straight transition, little to no resistance for the easy score.
And Richardson can put it up as well. So he's not been a little bit quiet, but you don't want to get him started. As champion, I think he opens up his account or gets his second basket, and you know, Coach Banks would be happy to see that.
Yeah, very slow half for champion, so a great start for him so far. As Kai Williams nearly comes up with a steal. Ward on the attack, dishes it inside to Crawford.
Good.
And I know Crawford's feeling good trying to get that score right there.
Okay, here we go. Freckleton looking to create something on the top. And they seem to come out their set. Are they in a bit of a Johnson with a little hanging left-hander? No good. As Ward, who pushes the tempo back down, man, he is not hiding from any shot today.
He is feeling it. He is feeling it. And again, the Cavaliers need to adjust defensively to stop that. He's on 22 points.
Gee. There you go. As Freckleton trying to claim him, but now Crawford is playing really good there. And I thought he played it before where he drew those fouls, but he's just standing up big. You have to shoot over me if you want it. And now Worthing are getting a bit more as Richardson. Great body control. And look at him. He shouts at Silla. That is what you need. That's the kind of energy you need out here.
Yo, right now the Cavaliers should just get it together. Okay, good timeout. Again, 9-point lead. You know, the Thunder's responded really well for this third quarter, and they've thrown the first punch.
And
very
that's the
surprising.
Thing. Cavaliers, they can't be a team who likes it when it's easy. this Worthing team, as we saw there with Richardson, he screamed at Silla. He said, listen, we come in here to try and take this. This is playoff time now. Let us get something in our season, even a cup final. And as we've seen, they played some of the other good teams really close. All the losses they had, they're close games. You know, this team could do something out here.
Yeah, and it's like all those, all the attacks on the inside from the Cavaliers is being contested, has made it really difficult. Worthing Thunder right there to being physical with them, blocking their shots, changing shots, and making life very difficult for the Cavaliers on the inside.
And man, I have to give a shout out to Coach Stanley. He's had his main big man off, he's had his main guard off, and he just managed to maintain, keep the flow going, keep guys coming in, playing great basketball, keeping them motivated. So, you know, we give him credit where credit's due. He's also been a great part of this, because you can see they've structured to double on the screens, not just give Thames Valley easy looks coming off of those high pick and rolls, and it's been fairly effective.
So I like what Freckleton's done there. He's just got the guys together, huddled them up, which I should have seen earlier, but at least he's done it now and told the guys, look, right, come on now, let's get it together. You know, you can see a lot from the body language, and it's just not looking good right now.
That's the thing. And now, here's the time where you have to keep, just maximize, especially on Champion, because he'll look to try and get something at this time. As Silla gets it in the high post, and Crawford just giving him that space and standing big in the middle. Crawford's just trying to take up the middle of the key. Great position defense. As Champion trying to drive, gets that whacked out of there by Richardson, who's now looking to go and create.
And they've
got numbers. Look at the movement by Fontaine, but good hands by Freckleton, but he gets it back. And Ward, good dump off. And I think we said that the last time, big man can make the little jumper.
Yeah, he's got a good touch on the inside right there, and you know, he's full of energy right now, and he's giving them an additional boost. And the ball's just not moving for the Cavaliers the way that it normally does, and the execution just hasn't been right there.
And as I said, they're sort of going to the same play that they go to. And I think teams have started to read that double down screen, and they know by keeping the ball out of Johnson's hands, who is the mainstay really of setting up the plays and setting up the offensive scheme. You know, it's a great job by the coaching staff to really identify that as Champion checks back out and Aqua Davis back in. And you know, I can understand that, because maybe we can't just rely on the three. Their three-point percentage isn't very good. We need something on the break.
So it looks like a 2-3 zone for the Cavaliers, again trying to throw something different at them, see if they can get some stops, change the momentum.
And it's quite aggressive on the... But Richardson looks like he's about to go into his bag now. A little pull-up, no good, but Crawford aggressive on it. And that tipped, oh, good save. It bounced out. Great hustle there by Johnson, but just unlucky, it bounced off. And Worthing get another opportunity.
The Cavaliers, they're just a step slow right now, and they have been all game. And they're lucky that they've had the talent that they have to keep them within reaching distance. But
as Ward looking for another one, and he is making a statement out here today.
He is, and I mean, you're still leaving him open. Sorry, I'm going to sound like I'm moaning, but geez, you're leaving him open. He's got 24 points right now. When's it going to happen? That's a great try from Freckleton. It's much needed.
And that's the thing, and Ward's doing a lot of what we see Taylor Johnson doing. He's working hard off the ball. He's also playing great defense, which isn't being noticed. So he's had an amazing game both sides of the floor. Has come back down, and he ain't going to turn down a shot. But here we go. Kai Williams with a nice little second effort. Back to Freckleton. Can he double it up? As Silla, as they just stood up tall on him, but he needs to open his account. And a timeout now by Coach Stanley, and he's not happy about something.
But again, not looking for Silla and not getting him in good positions to be successful. That's what's missing right now. And we run a play, get the ball to him in a post, and then move, and then cut, and then let's try work off that.
And I think the thing from the Thames Valley side, their mainstays, the guys who we know get points, Silla, Johnson, you know, Champion, and Freckleton, and so on. When they're not scoring early, later in the game, they sometimes may have a tendency to try and force it, because they need to score. You know, this is a professional outfit. You're expected to get the points that we expect from you. And Thames Valley normally, to do that, they try and use individual skill. And I think that could come a little bit to their detriment in a game like this, because, as I said, Worthing are just playing. They're saying, listen, every shot you take, we're going to contest it. If you make it, good on you, but we're not going to give up on any play. We're not going to give you any easy shots, and we've seen that. You know, even there with Silla with the tip back, he had to fight for it.
Yeah, 100%. Now, you've hit the nail on the head. They haven't given up on any single play, whether it's just running back, sprinting back, contesting shots, blocking shots, playing good defense, double teaming. They've just been a workhorse so far this evening.
And also, this Thames Valley team, they've been in a lot of finals, you know, but for the Worthing team, for them, they may think some of these guys, listen, this is more important to me. So the energy's going to be there. For them to get to a final now, it'll probably mean more to them, and therefore they're showing it in the energy. Especially Ward, who's just been, you know, awesome on both sides as he looks to come and create. And offensive foul call, and I think that's the second time Richardson been called for that offensive charge, offensive screen, and that's, well, I'm not going to say anything.
You're not going at the refs, are you?
Man, golly, I said they've got a replay of you just crediting everyone here, so you know you're kind of changing what we do up here at in this booth. As another foul called on Crawford, and listen, I think they need to start sitting on the whistle a little bit. Let's not start making this a foul-orientated game. Let them play.
Yeah, let them play. Let them decide the winner.
And there've been some guys getting banged up inside, and now we're calling tic-tacs.
Yeah, people getting barreled over.
And, you know, but from the Worthing side, you can't slow down on the aggressiveness. You have to keep playing hard. As Silla gets in the high post, and I like to have him look at that jump shot from there. As Johnson, foot on the line.
Oh, that's tough.
Only a 2.
That's tough, though. That is tough.
Great, maintained his balance and his composure. Hit it now. Big possession now for Worthing.
Oh, man. Okay, so referees are...
That is a bad call. I'm sorry.
Oh.
That is not a good call. I'm sorry, Jules. I'm going to have to take over your position there.
Man,
he battled for position, and these are the kind of calls that can really affect the game. Now Richardson has to check out the game, and Coach Stanley must be really not happy with that. When you're backing a man down low, you can't get a foul there.
Yeah, I didn't see him hook him or do anything illegal in that standpoint. He just got good position on him.
So 3 fouls on Richardson. You know, but thankfully now Crawford's back in the game, so maybe they can spread the tie as Freckleton looking to create something at the top. Back over to Johnson. Will he get started? Uh-oh. Guys are going to have to pay attention now.
Yeah, and they're looking for him too.
Pay attention now. Believe me. You cannot give him an opportunity. And as you said, he wasn't having a great game, but he still had like 14 points and 8 rebounds. So that's ridiculous. And look at him
Look
here.
at this hustle. Oh, he wasn't.
Yeah.
From that angle, he didn't look like he was out of bounds yet. Let's have a look at the replay.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we couldn't see it. It wasn't captured on the camera, but it didn't look like he was out of bounds. So
yeah. And when your top player's doing that, that is, you know, maybe you can't be vocal, but lead by the example. And that example there, if that doesn't get other guys playing, I don't know what he'll do. As once again, now Taylor Johnson saying, listen, this is our time. And it is, because they cannot let this stretch out. They may not have many more runs in them. This is the time now they have to take back control of this game.
Yep, they're much more animated, talking, and they seem to be all on the same page.
But Ward is trying to make a name for himself as well.
Oh,
and he's saying, man, forget that. Ooh, that was only a 2. Ward is putting in the business tonight, let me tell you that.
He's up to 26 points.
Jeez. Oh man, now this is becoming the battle of the refs. But once again, this is the beauty, this is the drama of basketball, you know. All these things going on, you have to be able to control your emotion, control your energy, and play through it, you know what I'm saying? You know, as much as we go at them, it ain't easy being a ref.
Yeah, you need that mental toughness as a player, and it's frustrating for the players at times. So, you know, there's calls that's happening this half that we didn't see in the first half. So it's about being able to adjust, having that mental toughness.
Isaiah Taylor looking to really put a dagger down, and that was online but just short. And as I said, he hasn't really been coming to play yet offensively, but just wait for him, because he's still there or thereabouts. As Aqua Davis, who's never seen a shot he doesn't like.
That is a big shot to dribble out, to drive, dribble it back out, and then have the confidence to hit the free, that was huge.
I think the thing I like the most about Aqua Davis is he's fearless out there. Doesn't matter the situation, doesn't matter the gravity of the game. He's willing to take the chance. And there's another guy who's willing. Oh, Hetro just couldn't handle it. And that was a little pressure from Crawford that made him knock it out of bounds too. So giving Worthing another opportunity.
Ward has to be careful not to shoot his team out the game by that same standpoint, even though it's been amazing so far.
Yeah.
But where else does the scoring come from if it's not him? Oh my goodness!
I disagree, man.
Yeah,
keep shooting it, young. Man, if you get it, shoot it.
Yeah, shoot it. He's got the license now.
He's
that
hot
light
today.
is neon green right now. Jeez.
Okay, they're coming with the same double screen. This guy was shooting. Don't you worry.
Man,
this
game's heated up.
This is an Aqua Davis versus Ward shootout, yo.
Yeah.
I want to see Aqua Davis play for the rest of the game.
He should put that one up too. And they're going to leave him open. Look, they left him open.
Man, you leaving him open? Oh, nice little hezzy, fade away. No good. Good defense too. Now let's see how they respond the other side. And still maintains it's a 4-point game. He may shoot it.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Turnover. It's got a little bit sloppy now.
But the game's heating up a little bit. More action.
It is.
Nice throw down. Eves with another three. Bam.
Oh, my goodness.
This is getting, now guys are really coming to play. It was only a 2. You see where their footworks are. They've lost 2 points the last 2 times, shooting with their foot on the line. At Sunderland,
yeah, he got him a little bit. He
I
sold
think he
it,
could have got a BAFTA for that one.
Yeah, he could. I think he earned a BAFTA on that one.
But why not, yo? Best supporting actor, maybe lighting and costume. I don't know, but he did a great job selling it and it looked real from here.
If you don't sell it, you don't get the call. That simple.
Great job. Coach got him out quickly just in case there was reprisal call the other side. You know that one. And once again, I'm not even going to mention it, but all you watching know what I'm talking about. Man, we need to do better than just a white towel, Jules. We need to do better than that.
We got to do better.
That's why this platform's so good. We're self-critical about ourselves. Okay, Ward, once again.
That is tough. Great defense, better offense right now.
Makes the coach's job a lot easier. Okay, my play is give it to Ward, get that out the way. As Freckleton now trying to get himself to the party. Great rebound by Hetro. But good help over there by Zaire Taylor. And with all that's gone on this half, good or bad, it's an 8-point game.
And Ward is on 31 points.
Jeez. And he don't look tired. He looks like he's still going to be giving it.
He looks fresh.
Guy might be going for the 50-piece tonight.
He's got a
If he get that, he's shooting. Look at that first step. And
that's a great ball. That's great. That's all ball. All ball on that one. Great block.
And bear in mind, he's been playing defense for the whole game on Taylor Johnson, on Freckleton. You know, he had no time off. But here's another guy who's looking to try and make his name out here. Good battle by Ward. Got it. Hope he doesn't get up gingerly. And now, you know, Worthing also need to value every possession. And now with Taylor in there, this is what he can do. As you said, they're back into that 3-2 zone. Now he shoots from NBA range. Okay, I think he could have had a bit more time on that. But let's see if Thames Valley go for the 2-for-1 as Freckleton drives in. Foul called, but they're not in the penalty yet. I don't think he was shooting. So Thames Valley could, in theory, run it down for the last shot of the game.
So Zaire Taylor, just 2 for 8 on the day. But that was a couple spectacular plays he's made in that first half.
And as I said, he's a player who, no matter what his stat sheet says, fourth quarter, he can be the difference. Oh, traveling call.
Oh, man. The referee's definitely
he ain't willing,
staking their claim
He's
right
willing
now.
to make the calls. Good respect. He's trying to be a star right here too, and good on him.
He wants some limelight too, yeah?
Man, why not? I think they vote on best refs of the year as well, so.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, man. We're down to the selection process
Is
now.
there a not applicable part as well, so you
Man,
can like
Jules,
pick one
I
and then
thought
there's
you
like an
changed
NA
your-
at the bottom.
Man, you ain't right. Hope you secured all your ref for ball out by now, because no, there's an embargo. Oh,
Yo, that might be the next boycott while you playing.
it might be, yo. If you see next time on the screen, boycott Jules for refs, know what happened. I'm not involved, by the way. Okay, 3 seconds left. Taylor, good way to get it. Nice little pump fake. Oh, 0.8 seconds, what do you do here? Do we lob it up to Crawford, or do we just get it to Ward for the fadeaway?
The Cavs need to stop right now. They can't afford to go down double digits this late in the game.
That's the shot. Oh,
man, so
good
close.
on line, but no good. Okay, so Worthing weathered a nice run by Thames Valley, and they just stuck with it. And, you know, coming down to this last quarter, they'll get Richardson back in. You know, they've got Ward, who is on fire right now. Zaire Taylor, who hasn't really come to the plate offensively, but, you know, fourth quarter is his time. And Crawford, who looks fresh as they get. So, you know, it's looking good for them now. And Thames Valley need to get a little bit into an emergency mode, I would say.
100%. And I mean, why not get the ball out of Ward's hand and not let him touch it, make him work to get those shots? And because he's getting everything he wants, and it's still relatively easy. I don't see him being denied. I don't see them limiting the touches that he's getting, and he's making them pay.
He's definitely making them play. He's got the confidence. He's willing to take the shots. And even though some of them will say they're not really four shots, he's always on balance. He's always gets a good shot, good flow to it. So, you know, he's going to keep shooting. And also we saw when he cut down the middle, he made that play to Crawford, who just tipped out of bounds. But he's also willing to make a play out of it. He's not just going to be out there gunning.
Yeah, so Taylor Johnson leading the way with 19 points. He's got 7 assists as well, 4 rebounds. So he's put in quite a good performance. Freckleton's on 15 with 5 assists. And Charles Aqua-Davis has had a good impact on this game in limited minutes. You know, 15 minutes, he's got 10 points. So we need to see him back on the floor again.
I mean, he's been essential. He's been making the big shots when they needed it. Without him in that quarter, this could be a 12-point game. So, you know, I think he needs to be ready to be back in. You know, because this game, as I said, there are only so many runs you can go on. You know, and Johnson, who is giving up on both ends, that gets tiring, you know, and sometimes it just results in shorter shots. And so now there's only so much pressure you can put on a player like Ward as they come here. And Sunderland's back in to give his all on it, as looking for Freckleton. I thought that was going to bank him, but no good. And now Worthing also have to look at the clock. And as you said, Freckleton is picking Ward up a bit deeper up the court. So maybe you've got to listen to there, Jules. But
yeah, he got caught reaching in on that one.
Oh, and I think they banged knees or something like that. And so Ward came off a little bit gingerly on that.
I mean, the same way that you're physical with Taylor Johnson, that same physicality's got to be shown to Ward to slow him down right now.
Yeah, and that's the thing now. Here, Freckleton's on him, looking to, but that, oh, you don't double down on that. Tough shot. And that's the thing, but now also they're taking their time, which they should do, but also they shouldn't look off good shots. And I think Ward had a wide open 3 there that he should have taken. But now Champion's looking to try and reopen his account. He's way off on that.
Way off.
And he's been a bit in and out the game, so it's hard to just keep your rhythm. As Crawford now, who has that little jump shot, look to create something down low. Great move. Nice tip. But no good. And that's the thing, I would get down to Ward. To Crawford now, because, you know, he can get some nice little easy buckets down low, which will just keep this score at a level where, you know, Thames Valley have to start getting a little bit more risky with the shots they're taking.
And, you know, the Cavaliers, they still, to me, look very lackadaisical. I haven't seen their normal sharp execution, the intensity on the defensive end. It's been a totally different team to what we're used to.
That was a nice play. Nice call off the sideline to get a nice little bucket for Freckleton. And that's the thing. If this game is stretched out with a lead coming down to last minutes, it'll get down to early shots. And I think Worthing now, that's a shot that they need to take a lot more often. Worthing now still fresh, will be able to maybe get more easy baskets on the early quick shots and running out. But Freckleton's looking to try and keep them in it. And Hehetro, good rebound, swung out, Champion needs to hit that. Oh, but he got battered to the floor.
Hopefully,
a little bit of a rash play there by Fontaine.
Yeah, hopefully he's okay. Looks okay.
I don't think it was that hard a hit, but I think as a veteran, he just said, listen, let's get the points one way or another. And to be honest, they need all three of these. Okay, so it's a good back and forth game. I mean, we're in a situation we've seen it a few times later in the season. Thames Valley down in the fourth, and they always go on some type of a run. But, you know, today, like you said, the energy is not where you need it to be for a game like this. And a lot of time, teams get caught in the quarterfinals because they kind of look past the team. You know, they're planning for the next round. And, you know, this team came in hungry, and you see some upsets.
Yeah, 100% agreed. And it's great composure from Champion on the line so far.
Okay, as Coach Banks just having a word with Freckleton, giving him a few pointers of how we're going to do this. So 6-point game. So it's still really there, but as you said, the defense is going to have to be the start. And slowing this man down is one of the first things you need to do. And that's good play. As a Hehetro with a good save, beautiful pass through there. Good hands. And that's how you're going to do it. The defensive intensity is picked up. Good timeout call by Coach Stanley.
I'm impressed with this coach. He hasn't set a foot wrong today so far. He's seen the momentum start to swift, and he's called a quick timeout to stop it.
That's the thing. I don't know how old he is, but he looks kind of young over there. But he's been making some really good calls, really good decisions, and he stopped it at the right time. And now he's having some words with Taylor just to say, listen, you know, when they're discussing it, but here, coming out of this, will they come with a set that can just get something? I'd like to see it go down to Crawford in the low post, because now they're focusing on Ward and bang it down low. You know, he's got nice moves down there. He can get a good shot, a higher percentage shot, and that's what they need just to stem this tide, because what they don't want is Thames Valley to come down and bring it within one, because then it's like a shark seeing the blood in the water.
Yeah, we've seen that many a time. As soon as they get their foot in the door and get that lead, you know, they run away with it.
And we haven't given a shout out to our camera team today. I think all this talk about top presenters and all that, we're getting our heads a bit big, but camera team doing an awesome job. Wale up here, representing up in the booth, and as they, man, and Miss Lisk downstairs doing her thing. You know what I'm saying? Enough respect. Great camera work. We fired them two young ones. They, you know, they don't have the discipline to be coming every week. But yeah, we're still, and as I said, Zay Taylor come down limping slowly, but you know, the wily veteran, I think he knows how to play on those type of things.
Yeah, he's been there and done it.
As they went to Crawford for a pull-up jump shot, I would have gone to something a little bit different than that. Oh, as Taylor.
See, as Ward. That's the difference right there. That's two opportunities they've got. Good steal by Silla.
But once again, Ward got 2 rebounds there too, and he's really doing it on every end. Swung out, nice smoothness. Champion, they need that. Got it. And now the energy's starting to kick in. Okay. 1-point game. Now let's see what we can get off of this play. And now I think is where Taylor needs to try and do something. But Sunderland, to be fair, as Ward looked to get in the middle, swings it back out. Nice movement. Taylor, big shot. And that's what you need him for. And as he limps back down the court. But you cannot start giving up easy buckets. You need to make it tough for Thames Valley. And this is going to be a showdown this last 6 minutes.
Yeah, Thames Valley banging on the door right now, trying to get this lead.
That's what Crawford needs to be doing, attacking that basket. But now he's not getting back, and I think he needs to get back into that paint. But Thames Valley coming back down, let's see what they got. And it's good to see Champion switched on now, as Johnson tried to create something off the high pick. Swings it over to Silla.
Normally his hands are absolutely immaculate. He's dropped quite a few passes today that could.
He has. And Sunderland, good help by Hehetro. But look, they're walking down the court, and I think that's, you know, it may be fatigue, but really, the minutes have been spread out a little bit on the inside, guys, so they should still be fresh.
Yeah, there's got to be more urgency from this team. You don't need to rush anything, but at least get in position.
As Freckleton looked to create, nice little floater down the lane, bank shot.
He's got that backboard sussed in this sports hall.
Man, any time of the game, he's got the same cool demeanor, and that's it. That's what you need as a point guard. Never too hot, never too cold. Okay, as they're definitely looking to go to Crawford on the inside. I'd like to see him repost up there. As Fontaine,
he's looking to
pull it. And one. Oh, that's a tough foul.
Didn't give him space to land, and yep, he sold that one.
I think, is that the 4th foul on Silla? If it is, that could really show down the stretch, because now, as Kai Williams checks back in, you know, I think they need to keep getting it down to Crawford and see what he can create down there. He just has to be patient enough to wait to get the shot he wants. Fontaine, let's see what he can do here as he makes the first.
I think I thought we would have seen Aqua Davis make an appearance. Williams has been sitting down for quite a while, so I'm thinking he's pretty cold at this point to get into the hot seat right now in the thick of the battle with 5 minutes left in this game.
I think so, and as I said, Aqua Davis barely put a foot wrong when he was out there. He did it, but as I said, he's still there in the barrel. We don't know what's going to happen in the next few minutes, so it's good to have that ammo coming off the bench, but also the fact Champion's heating up a bit, Freckleton's there. You know, maybe coach just said, listen, we're going down with my main gunners.
That's true.
And one look there from Freckleton, but the way he weaves inside that key, he's just always on balance, and he's always just thinking when he gets in there. He doesn't rush it, he doesn't panic, you know, and that's what they need to do. Get him back to the line.
And he searched the contact there, and he's kind of sold it, and that was it's a great take and a great showed a high level of IQ to get that contact and then try to finish as well.
And the thing is, he doesn't get any mention in the MVP category, but for pure value, you know, he's one of the players that they just can't afford to be without, you know, because he just does, he kind of links that everything together. So, you know what I mean? He probably won't get it because the stat lines aren't as stunning as some of the other ones, but for pure value on the team, this guy runs the show and keeps this team ticking when they need to.
100%.
And does it with a bit of swag too. You always have to give some credit for that.
So just trading baskets right now, and that's not going to get it done at this point. Looking to string a few stops. The Cavaliers are. And
Taylor tried to. Oh, now this is the time where he likes the big moment. And even though he's limping, he's hustling on defense. Swung back around. Good movement. Williams from the corner. He's got such a nice shot, but it's not flowing in right now. Something happened there.
Yeah, and he's cold right now. It's going to take a little while to warm up, and time is something they don't have right now.
And that's the thing. I like what Worthing have been quite disciplined on their end, finding a good shot. And, you know, I think that's going to pay dividends down the stretch. And once again, Taylor now seemed to get into his flow, and we saw, especially early in the season, so many games where he near enough won it in the fourth quarter. And so here he's trying to do the same thing here, but once again they can't forget about Ward. He's still there in the background.
And I mean, Crawford is a load. Great steal there from Silla.
Freckleton tried to get down. Silla with the tip in.
Big putback. Maybe that will re-energize these Cavaliers right now.
Maybe this is gonna be fun. We got a 3-point game, 4 minutes left. I don't know how many people are tuned in, but this game. As Crawford with a knife, and he said they need to keep going down to him. Then no one really can hold him right now, but you cannot let that happen.
No chance. At this stage in the game, that's quite a lapse in concentration, but much needed for the Cavaliers. 3-point game, 3 minutes, 45 seconds left.
But big question here, Jules. If it does come down to a last shot for Thames Valley, who you got shooting it?
I got Johnson taking it, I'd say.
I don't know. As much as I know how talented he is, you got a few options. It's a tough one to call up in the 6 seconds left to shoot it. Taylor forces a double pump as Crawford tried to get the rebound, and now let's see if they get back as Thames Valley pushed the tempo. Great defense there by Ward. Needed to slow that down, but Champion do not. Oh, great pass.
Great pass. Oh, man. Heads up play by Champion. Didn't force it. Cool as a cucumber as always.
Now we get into the money time, and as I said, we've seen Worthing have lost a few close games. So now down the stretch, what do?
Ward has been relatively quiet. Oh,
Yeah.
Here he goes.
And now they're letting them muscle up a little bit, but Ward gets in the middle. Great driving play.
Right on cue.
He has been amazing today, and really, if they get away with a win here, the MVP is not even in question. But Thames Valley ain't having it as Champion drives in trying to get something.
That foul count's going to be an important factor as well. 4 fouls. Next one, they're going to be in the penalty. So
And now,
Cavaliers need to be aggressive.
and look at this now, Richardson, who's been sitting for nearly 10 minutes, checks back into the game. So now Worthing have another offensive firepower, and this is the 5, I think, potentially their strongest 5, to end the game, and they should be happy with that, but, they can't. I don't know what the foul call is there. But Sutherland needs to be a little bit careful with things like that. You don't want to get yourself also deep in the penalty, because now it's shots.
Yeah, exactly. That wasn't a heads-up play from Sutherland on that one. A careless foul, and then you got Johnson going to the foul line, who is a great free-throw shooter.
And I don't know, I thought the foul was on the pick. So if it was, it should have been Kai Williams shooting it. Man, we're more ahead of the refs. What would they do without us up here? I think there's a little.
They got that little,
earphone in there.
they got that earbug,
What are you
yeah.
saying? We can work together, guys. Just
I ain't mad at Taylor Johnson going to the line,
man,
though.
I know that
he's trying to
technique.
get it done.
He didn't style it out well enough. You know what I mean? He should have done something to the ref like, yeah, how much time's left? Kind of throw them off with the Jedi mind trick. But good calls by the ref, and now Kai Williams missed the first, so.
So Kai Williams and Zaya Taylor play together for the London Lions
Okay.
as well.
Thankfully, you've got some of that historic knowledge here, Jules. Otherwise, I'd be talking about games that happened 30 years ago. Richardson, nice little pull-up,
Big
and
hit.
that is a tough shot. And now we're down to urgency stations. And to be fair, I remember when they went down to Worthing, Thames Valley. Worthing were up with about 6 points with about 2 minutes left. And somehow, Thames Valley managed to get out of it, which I don't know how they did. Will the same thing happen today? And this is the thing, on the Thames Valley team, on the Worthing team, you have 5 guys who are all willing to shoot it and can put the ball in the basket. So that's got to help them. They need to just, I'd say, run time down. If you can't get something inside with Crawford, have the ball in Taylor's hands to try and create something. And obviously Ward coming off a screen or trying to create is another good option here. But with now Richardson, he's probably going to be the forgotten man, and he is, a high-level scorer as well, as he sets the high pick, and he stood very carefully on that one because he has been called for the foul. Swung round to him, pump fake. Ward will take it.
Tough shot.
But look at that box out by Richardson. Great play and great follow-up by Crawford. And Silla had to do a bit of a better job fighting on that one as we get down to what is going to be quite an urgent minute 30.
Yeah, they're just getting outworked, and they've been outworked all game long, and that's what the difference has been.
And they are a team that can get out of these situations, but as it gets closer down, Worthing, every shot now is so important. And now you're not actually even in the penalty, so a foul's just going to stop the clock, get the ball back on the sideline, and they're just going to keep the ball in this guy's hands and Taylor's hands, who are all willing to take a big shot, as he's willing to do now. He's trying to dagger it here, watch him. Oh, that's nice.
Oh, my goodness.
That's good basketball.
That is good basketball. They've run the clock down. Nice alley-oop play for Crawford. They've outworked Cavaliers today, and
if they turn this around, it's going to be one of the biggest turnarounds we've seen. And to be fair, they had a big turnaround in the game at Worthing, but right now, especially also, you still got 1 foul to give. So you foul them, they're back out, and they've got too many veterans in Taylor who can just keep it in his hand, protect the ball. and he'll go to the line and make shots. So this is a game, as you said, you can't wait to the end of the game.
I mean, they were been so lackadaisical, so lethargic. The energy hasn't been there. They haven't played well. They've been just not on the same page defensively, offensively, and it's shown today. And this is going to possibly be their first loss all season on this court, which is absolutely remarkable.
Yeah, and that's amazing to see. And the thing is, coming to the end of the season, you saw chances of how it could happen. Teams were there, but at the end, just individual brilliance got them back. And now, if individual brilliance can get them back from this, man, this is going to be one of the hottest 47.3 seconds we'd have ever seen. But they need to get a shot early. To be fair, whatever you can get, but you need to get a quick shot. And then what do? Do you press up? Do you just try and foul?
Yeah, you got to press up, look for the steal, then slow the game down, foul, stop the clock, and extend the game as long as possible.
As Johnson looking to get it off the high pick. Kai Williams, one more champion. It's a guy you want shooting it, but it's no good. As Silla gets it back out. Freckleton from the other side. Got it. 38 seconds left. Now the press is up. Now Worthing have to pay attention. And Zaire Taylor's not in the
big
game.
steal. Big block.
Big block. Okay, so that should be 86-90, first of all. No, it was 81, right? Okay, that was a big, big recovery there by Crawford. That, to have a chance to come back, that could have been a 5-point turnaround with 30 seconds left on the clock. But that could have been the game-saving block.
Yeah, I thought he should have just gone and tried to dunk it.
It would have been down to a 2-point game.
Yeah.
Or he shouldn't have veered away from the pressure. He should have taken the foul, got to the line, stopped the clock, put more pressure on, put them in a situation where you do go to the line. Now a 4-point game. I see Zaire Taylor getting the ball, protecting it, keep it in the hands of Taylor and Ward. They've got the confidence to knock down the free throws.
So it looks like he's coaching. He's not on the floor at the moment. Or is he? Okay, Fontaine's going to be subbed out for Fontaine.
I think maybe they're doing an offensive-defensive switch if they can. But, even they could throw this long to Sutherland. Here we go. He's going to catch it. Oh, but once again, man.
That's big.
Oh, this could go down to the wire. What's going on? This would be choke city.
Oh, my goodness. That's a lot of pressure.
Okay, and so who's fouled going to the line? It's Ward. That's who you want at the line. And now here's the time. You've had a great game. Now's the time to secure it. But, had Silla made that last two, we're in a position now where we take the lead. And this is what Thames Valley can do. But either way, they can tie it up with a 3. And, geez, we may be doing some overtime here, Jules.
It may be. I think this game kind of deserves it, to be honest.
You better put in your expense sheet. Man, can we get the live chat for overtime?
Something.
Okay, so he's hit 2. All right, so the scenario we put forward, Jules, is here. So in this position, I'm going to go to Freckleton.
Yeah, for sure. You going to Freckleton? I'm going Johnson.
Here, the initial play is going to come to Johnson, and if he finds it. But at this point of the game, it's a shot champion can make, Freckleton make. The other question is, do you put in Aqua Davis for the last 30 seconds?
No, he sat down. It's not going to be in rhythm now. But you don't need a 3 right now. You don't need it. Yes, it'll be great, but a quick 2 within the next 4 or 5 seconds straight away. If you get to the cup, then foul, put them on the line, extend the game a little bit. It's
Good point.
Not right there yet. Because if you miss that 3, put them on the line, and then it's a 4 or 5 point game.
Yeah,
it could be over.
And you just never know. Going to the rack, the way they've been coming over to try and stop the shots, maybe you get an and one as well. So, definitely if you see something with Silla quickly coming in, or if they run a high screen and you can curl off and get to the basket quickly, with 20 seconds left on the clock, then who do you foul? You maybe try and get the ball into Crawford's hands.
I'm not anybody but Ward. Because Ward's in a great rhythm and he's not missing anything right now. And if you've been shooting the whole game and you're in a good rhythm, you're going to knock those free throws down as well, because you've got the ball in your hand. You've seen it go through the hoop multiple times this game, and your confidence is sky high.
Well, looking at them, Crawford the lowest percentage. He shoots 67%. Ward's at 87. Zaire Taylor at 89. So, Yeah, you're right. Keep the ball out. And now they're wasting a lot of time out here on the clock.
They really are.
As they look for the down pick, but Taylor ain't letting it happen. Zaire Taylor's a bit too veteran to let. Oh, and that could be game.
So that took what? Way too long. 16 seconds.
16 seconds.
And didn't get anything out of it. And I mean, they could have just gone to the basket and got that too, I thought, just to try to extend the game. But referee didn't call the shot attempt from Taylor Johnson. The ball will go to the Thunder.
And that's the thing, all game, we've seen how aggressive Zaire Taylor is on Taylor Johnson. And as a veteran, you get those calls from the refs. So I think they should have gone to maybe Champion, gone to Freckleton as well, or have it as a different option. But, when you started going through the high post, it's obviously going to run time off the clock. Okay, let's see. But, Worthing have smoked it over a couple times the last time down.
Yeah, true. Could be a turnover. You never know right now.
Okay, they ran the clock down to 6 seconds, which is... But hold on a second, wasn't it?
It was at 9 seconds, wasn't it?
Man, I don't know what's going on out here. But once again, who do you go to here? Ward obviously is looking for the ball.
They need to double team Ward right now so he doesn't touch it. Because if he does it, he's going to knock them both down, and then that's going to put you in a real sticky situation.
In this section, I like Zaire Taylor to be inbounds because he's so strong he can just hold the person off and get the ball. Now, let's see what he's going to do. Man, that looked a little bit loose. Okay, but the foul, now they go to the line and shoot. 9 seconds left. And Richardson. Okay, so Richardson, who's a 75% free throw shooter. You can see him he needs 1 or 2 of these, and then you just have to play it easy. Hits the first. As Ward pumps his fist, looking at the clock. But the way Thames Valley are, you never count your chickens out here.
If they've got a timeout, now would be the time to use it.
That's
Maybe
it.
they don't have any left.
Okay, here we go. As Worthing pick up 3/4 court. And now you need to get it up.
Champion's done this before and he's missed it.
And that's game right there. And what a shame as Thames Valley's season comes to an end. The Worthing Thunder, a well-deserved win. They came in and their game plan, the individual brilliance of Ward. At the end, Zaire Taylor coming up with some really big shots. Sunderland, who I thought was great early, and everybody really chipped in a little bit.
Yeah, this Cavaliers team just looked out of sync, a little bit out of shape, not their usual sharp self. This was the final for Worthing Thunder, and they played like it. They played hungry. They contest everything offensively. They crashed the boards. They hustled. They ran back. They were everywhere they needed to be, and they just put a better effort in today, unfortunately.
And they're a really well-constructed team, and I mean, I think they can cause problems going forward because they've got scorers, they've got big presence inside, they've got veterans who make wily plays, and they all play with the energy. And I think that's the thing that really lost it for Thames Valley here. We saw at the end those flurries of it, but it had to be sustained, because if you play at that level, even early in the game, I don't think it would have even been this close. But they gave them confidence early, and down the stretch, the people who were doing it kept on doing it. And so, they went out worthy winners, and that's the end of the road this year for Thames Valley. They've done a great job, but I think they'll all be upset because I think for them, it's championship or bust.
Yeah, 100%. In terms of the season that they've had, I mean, they've had a fantastic year, and their record shows it, and it's pretty unfortunate for it all to come to an end here. We was looking at that potential showdown, and maybe they was as well, which kind of, you look for the game ahead, like you said earlier, and not focus on what's in front of them, and that's part of the problem what might happen today, and we won't see them in that final against Solent, which would have been a fantastic thing to see.
But it's also a good shout out to this league. I mean, the Division 1, we've seen teams come in, and there are powerhouse teams, as we've seen with Solent over the last years and Thames Valley, but on any day, a team can come in and get a win, and Worthing have proved that today. And I think they've, their record doesn't belie them what they've done. And so this is the beauty of playoff basketball. This is why it's interesting. I hope anyone tuning in, they've seen a great game tonight. Once again, amazing job by UpStreamedia. You know, and it's been a pleasure to get here and chop it up on the mic with you, Jules.
Yes, indeed. I think that's, you know, it's been a lot of fun over these last current weeks in this season, and it's been a very interesting time to see, you know, just to see the talent from the league and see the young talent that we have in this country showing up week to week, and to see this Cavaliers team with their dominance all season long as well. Yeah,
the thing, and if you don't see us next year because we've been poached by the NBA or EuroLeague, don't worry, we'll still check back in to chop it up.
Yeah, you might have to subscribe to see us to hear from us in the future.
Possible. There's a subscription model going on. I ain't paying for this. But, once again, as I said, the Thames Valley guys looking a little bit dejected, but, you know, they've had a good run. But I know they'll be a little bit disappointed that they didn't get into another showdown. And possibly the last game against Solent gave them a bit of an anticlimax and sort of took the wind out of the sails a little bit. You saw that on the game itself. And, you know, everyone looks just a little bit tired. It's been a tough season all around, but we've seen some great basketball. We've seen some excitement. We've seen some great plays. And, you know, as I said, you're lucky now that you can go back and check them out on UpStreamedia to see some of the great basketball that we have at NBL Division 1.
Yeah, 100%. And, I mean, like you said, that Solent game, you know, Solent was unbelievable in that first 15 minutes, you know, 30-point lead, just suffocated the Cavaliers, and, you know, possibly not to bitter their confidence, and, you know, they didn't seem their normal self today on the court, and we didn't see them, the energy and the effort that we usually are used to seeing from them. And at the end of the day, in the playoffs, that's all it comes down to. It doesn't matter what you've done in the past, you've got to show up on that one day and you've got to perform on that day. And unfortunately, the Cavaliers didn't do that, and that's the end of their season.
It is. So 94 to Worthing Thunder, 89 to the Cavaliers. Obviously, we have to give a shout out, a lot of love to our live chat people who've been keeping us going. You know, Rusty Johnson, Bad Boy 5000, you know, all of the rest of them.
Shout out to the people cleaning the floors as well.
Yeah, the guy who's cleaning the floors. I'm going to have to press him a little bit because he's been trying to go at me. And now we're free.
Yeah.
we're free on the mic. That's the worst thing you want with us. Because I've been trying to get some stuff on my chest all year. Enough's enough with the... No, but anyway, all jokes aside, as I said, shout out to all the guys who checked in on the live chat. You made it interesting. You kept it going. Great production. Thanks to Rupert, who, you know, always wants to keep under the radar, but, you know, putting a great product out here, blazing the trail out here in the streaming media. You know, guys give guys their flowers while they're here. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
And he's been doing it here. He's been doing it for a while now. So, you know, tune in. This is for the love of the game. This ain't for nothing else. So it's been great. You know, thanks to all the people at Thames Valley, coaches, everyone's made us welcome here. And, man, we'll see what happens next year. Be back here. They're going to go in once again for the title. It's going to be fun. But make sure now start checking in. Man, Jules, actually, you're 3-on-3. Is there any live streaming going on down there?
Yeah, as we're touring, we're going to be doing some live streaming, and the finals definitely be live streamed from Finsbury Park. So it's going to be big. Yeah, we're doing it big out there, trust.
That's big. That's big. So, you know, we're looking forward to that. But as it stands, that's it. We're going to get back to it. It's been great chopping up with you. Great chopping up with my brother Jules over here, man.
Yes, indeed.
And, you know, let's see what happens in the rest of the playoffs. But I'm tuning out to go home and see last week's Line of Judy because it's been recorded. I haven't had time to see it all week.
Yo, I'm about to watch In for a Penny. You ever watch that?
No, what's that?
Oh, it's jokes. Trust.
Man, I need to... We do some advertising for Sky. But, yo, checking out. Thanks to all the camera crew. Thanks to everyone in the background. Tyler, who's doing executive producing from the house. I don't know if that's just for Duke of Edinburgh because I ain't seen him all year. But, you know, respect due out to him. And, yo, to all you out there, one love, yo, keep it safe. Keep tuning in to UpStreamedia.
Yes, indeed. Peace.